Hey y'all, my name is Gail, and today this is part 2 of my simplified shipping review, if you will. The first video, if you missed it, I'll link it up here. This is for the first class shipping and media mail. I went over that. Those first class is usually anything under £1. In this video, we're going to talk about priority mail, which is a service provided by the United States Postal Service. If this is what you're interested in, keep watching. All right, guys, so when you're sending packages and it's more than £1, you cannot send that through one of the cheapest methods, which is first class shipping. It has to go priority mail. That is more expensive, but it is a bit of a faster timeline, I guess. If you're sending a package and it's over £1, you can send it through United States Postal Service Priority Mail. And the delivery time on those is 1 to 3 business days if you're sending it within the United States. If you're sending a package internationally using priority mail, the delivery time is normally within 6 to 10 business days. None of these date ranges are guaranteed, but I can tell you when I was dealing with a lot of shipping, just like a lot of resellers, possibly you out there, during the pandemic when the Postal Service went to a snail's pace, they were delaying the first class packages. They weren't scanning them for a couple of days and sending them out. But priority mail, they made a priority, and they should, because we pay a lot more for those. The cost varies, depends on where you're sending it to and what location you're sending from, as well as the weight. So I can't tell you what it costs, but for a £1 package, you might spend around $8 and change, where the most you might spend first class mail would be just under $6. Priority mail does come with tracking, so you can track the progress of the package and where it is along the way for both domestic and internationally, and they both do come with insurance. If you're sending it within the United States, it comes with up to $100, and for international packages, the coverage is up to $200. All that's included in the cost of the actual shipping costs. If you want to insure your item for more than the amounts I told you, you're welcome to do it. They do offer the option to purchase more insurance. Now, just one thing on the insurance for international shipping. For their flat rate envelopes and their small flat rate price boxes, I believe there's no insurance on that. Don't quote me on that. When it comes to sending priority mail, you have 4 rate options that will change the price that you pay for your shipping. The first is a weight-based rate priority mail, and it depends on where you're sending the package from and to, as well as the weight of the item. The other method is flat rate shipping. That is not reliant at all upon where you're sending from and to. It's a flat rate regardless of where you're sending it. There's regional rate shipping, which is, to some extent, it's based on the weight, but also on the region. The fourth and final one is dimensional shipping rates, and that is based on the size of the package. So if you have a package that's only 3 pounds, but it's, 15 by 30 by 70 inches, then that's dimensional shipping. And that's what the third video in this series will be about. So we're not going to cover that one today. No, not today. I'm not going to do too much on the weight-based rating, because that's, again, it's too varied to cover that. For the flat rate shipping, there are different options and packages that you can use when you send something through a flat rate shipping. When you're sending items within the United States, the flat rate shipping includes anything up to 70 pounds. International flat rate envelopes and small flat rate boxes are up to 4 pounds. Medium and large priority mail international flat rate boxes are up to 20 pounds. We're going to talk about the supplies, but while I'm on the flat rate shipping subject, you can only send flat rate mail using their supplies. We'll get to that in a second. The regional rate shipping is based on the region that you're sending it to and from. Regional rate A boxes, you can send something up to 15 pounds within that box, and regional rate B boxes up to 20 pounds. So they're a little bit bigger, but you can also do 5 pounds more than you can with the regional rate A box. This is not exactly flat rate shipping, but it is to some extent when it comes to weight. So that kind of covers the 4 tiers. I haven't covered in detail the dimensional rate shipping yet because that will be covered in my next video. But you have weight-based rate, flat rate shipping, and regional rate shipping. So now let's talk about the supplies that you'll use and when you might use them. I've already covered the weight and that sort of thing. So just want you to know, like, this video is more for those items that you, like I said before, that they may weigh a good amount, 4, 5, 6, 7 pounds, but they're not real big. First off, when we're talking about priority mail shipping, not flat rate or regional, you can use your own supplies if you wish, but know that the Postal Service provides you with free supplies. They provide you with free boxes. If you go to USPS.com, there's an option in there to look at supplies, and you can do free supplies and just go shopping. Before you order a whole bunch of boxes, I would keep in mind, it'll say on there what the dimensions of the boxes are that you're ordering. Know that they're free, but I wouldn't just order them because they're free. Order them if you think that the items you'll be selling, one, will be over a pound. You cannot use these if they're under a pound. Also, you want to make sure they're going to fit what you would normally ship, because if not, you're going to be like me and you're going to have a whole bunch of boxes. I don't know what the option is, but there is one in there that gives you like a sample pack of 4 different size boxes. That might be a good one to give it a try. So this is a priority mail box. You can see here it says priority mail. It'll even tell you here, gives you the tracking, insurance, and you can do pickup, which I always had them pick up my packages from my home or business, but I never really realized that maybe first class shipping they won't pick up, but I always usually have a priority mail with it anyway. But it says right here, tracking and insured, in case you weren't sure about it. These come in different sizes. This one is like that size. And the name of the boxes are on here. Here it says 1092, and it has the actual dimensions to help you understand whether or not this is a good fit for you. A priority mail envelope they have here is a Tyvek envelope. So this is priority mail as well. These are more durable. Tyvek, you know, they wrap houses with this stuff. It's pretty strong and sturdy. So you can use this to put clothes in, or a box inside of here. You can do that. Here's a smaller box. It's 7 by 7 by 6. You can use that. And again, it tells you it's for international and domestic shipping. It's priority mail. These are absolutely free from the post office, so why wouldn't you use them? But again, if you don't have them, you can use your own boxes. I have a supply of my own boxes. So when you're sending this and you're not sending it flat rate shipping, you can use the ones that say priority mail. Make sure they don't say medium flat rate, large flat rate. If it's got the word flat in it, don't use it unless you're sending it flat rate shipping. I use flat rate a lot. If my item will fit in it, and usually the platforms that you use, especially I think eBay is the only one that gives you a choice. But with eBay, you can see what the cost for flat rate would be versus the cost of regular priority mail based on the weight. Something else free that I got, not the dispenser, but the tape. It says priority mail on it. I can use this to seal any boxes that I'm sending by priority, and I can also use this for flat rate shipping as well. The boxes that you use to ship priority mail can only be used to ship items through priority mail. They are not to be used to move from one house to another. They're not to be used to store for inventory. They are only to be used for sending priority mail. And if you want to Frankenbox, I don't know if you're familiar with the term. Say you have something that would fit in this 7 by 7 by 6 box, but let's say maybe it's 7 by 7 by 10. Okay, so it would fit around here, so you could put it in here, but it won't be high enough. So you can take one box and nest it in another. You can cut it, tape it. Some people will just slice it down this side, fold it around, tape it to another box, and get it all. They call it Frankenbox because it's like They piece it together. You're 100% allowed to do that when you're sending something through priority mail that's based on the weight and the location. Okay, so don't forget, you can get all of those supplies online. Now we're going to talk about the flat rate shipping. Again, we talked a little bit about that. When you're shipping something, it's based on the weight of the item. Anything up to 70 pounds, you can send using flat rate shipping. So let's start with a flat rate envelope, which this is the cheapest way to send something flat rate. It's flat, but flat rate doesn't mean the envelope has to be flat. It just means that it's a flat fee for you to send this. And I'm not going to quote the price. It varies because the Postal Service changes their rates frequent enough. Now you'll see here, it says flat rate envelope. One rate, any weight. Any weight doesn't really mean any weight because there's a caveat down here at the bottom. Like after the any weight, there's an asterisk and it says for domestic shipments, the maximum weight is 70 pounds. So that's not any weight if you ask me, but likely you're not going to be able to fit something that's 70 pounds in here. Okay, so why would you use this? When would you use it? Because it's not cardboard exactly, but super thin type of packaging. A lot of people who ship with clothing, they'll try to shove jeans in here. And the only thing you need to know, you cannot modify the flat rate box or envelope. So if you're going to put jeans in here, the jeans have to fit within the confines of the folds of this envelope. Okay, so if you use tape, if this bulges and you use tape to reinforce the seams like this, you can. But you cannot, if it fits here and you're short by covering it here, you can't add a bunch of tape to make it close. If you do that, they're going to charge you priority rate shipping instead. I don't use this very often. I do a lot of hard goods, so I don't use this envelope. These also come in a legal size envelope, so you won't get height to add to it, but the length you can. One of the things I use, this kind of goes up another level. This is a padded flat rate envelope. You can see it's padded, again, up to 70 pounds. This has a little more stretch, so people like to shove shoes in here, clothes, anything. Like if you've got a heavy, you could try to fit your jeans in here. I would be more comfortable putting my jeans in this than I would in that cardboard envelope. But again, if it doesn't close without taping it because it's bulging, it won't work. Very similar to the priority mail boxes that I showed you where it says priority mail, but it will specify on the box that it's flat rate. Those will be flat rate. There's like a small, medium, and large. The bigger it is, the more you pay, but they're all up to 70 pounds as previously mentioned, with tracking and insurance up to $100. Flat rate boxes, in addition to, like I said, on the envelopes, you cannot Frankenbox those. You can't cut them up to make them fit. You can't do any of that. And don't use flat rate shipping if you're not wanting to send it flat rate. And don't use a priority mailbox and expect that you can send it flat rate shipping. You cannot use your own packages. Let's say I have this padded envelope and this padded envelope, and I want to send this and I want it to be flat rate shipping. Assume they're the same size. They're not, but let's assume they are. I can't do it because this is not a flat rate envelope. It has to be in a USPS provided envelope or box that's labeled flat rate in order for you to do it. That's why they say it has to be within the confines of the box or envelope provided. The only way you could take these up is if you're doing it to reinforce the edges so they don't bust at the seams. Next, briefly, I'm going to talk about the regional rate shipping, the regional rate A and B. Those are both boxes. There are no envelopes provided. There are two types of boxes for each regional rate shipping. One of them is a top loading and one is a side loading. So first of all, here is what they call top loading regional rate A box. You can see here it says regional rate A for domestic and international use. I said for regional rate A, the maximum on a domestic is 15 pounds, but it's listed on the box for you in case you forgot. The side loading box for both regional rate A and B I don't have because I kind of like the top loading ones better, but that's what this is, a side loading. So it comes in, you can load it in from the side. Now the regional rate B is up to 20 pounds as mentioned previously, and the box is a little bit bigger. So here you go, you can see it says regional rate B box for domestic and international. And again, if you can't remember the maximum weight, they have it listed here on the box for you. Dimensions are already on the box. Now you can see the difference in size. This is a regional rate A that stops right here, and this is a regional rate B. So you can see there's a good size difference, but I tend to use the regional rate A more often. It's cheaper because it's smaller and it's only up to 15 pounds versus 20. Those boxes also cannot be modified because although they're not flat rate shipping to some extent like the others that we covered, they're very similar to it. The only difference is the region it's going to. Overall, when it comes to priority mail shipping, if you're using a priority mail box, you can do so, but you can't do it if it's under a pound. You also can use your own supplies when you're sending priority mail if it's weight-based priority mail only. Otherwise, you have to use the packaging that I demonstrated. The flat rate has to be specific to flat rate, or regional rate A and regional rate B boxes also have to be specific, and those provided by the post office. So where you can get those is the post office. Sometimes post offices, and I've seen this, it depends on the size of the town or the post office. Some of them have supplies available in a wide range, and some of them don't. Usually there's a lot of flat rate in there because it can cost more. But you may not find what you need at your local post office. So if you ever are worried that you might get in a bind, I highly suggest you go online and you order those. A lot of times in the boxes and in the padded envelopes and such, you can order in quantities of 10. So you might order one, and that will give you one set of 10 boxes. I would order them right now because of the fourth quarter. It's taking a while. Allow enough time. There's no way that you can order it today and get them in a few days. Those days are gone. So try to go ahead and order what you think you'll need in advance so you're prepared when you have to ship it. And if you don't have it and it's over a pound, then you'll have to resort to using your own box, which is not the end of the world. In the first video, I talked about where you can get those types of supplies if you don't already have them available to you. That's it for this video. I hope this was informative. I hope it was a good summary and not too long. Thank you so much for taking time to watch this. If I forgot anything or missed something, or you think there's something that's helpful for others, please leave a comment and let us know what that is so we can all learn from it. And if you have any further questions, leave those in the comments below and I will try to get back to you with an answer as soon as I possibly can. Stay tuned for the next video that will be coming up next week about dimensional rate shipping, and this is where you want to venture out of the postal service and use another provider like UPS or FedEx. If that's something you're interested in, stay tuned for that. Don't forget to subscribe. Here's a link to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you are interested in videos for reselling, there's a reselling playlist right here. I'll catch you on the next video. See you later. Bye, y'all.